Well, what you saw right there ought to concern you. I was doing exactly what I was told via a letter I got last night in the mail from the Department of Hydrocarbons. They said in order to stabilize oil prices, they need a bunch of oil just dumped. And not dumped on the market, just dumped on lease roads and field roads and things like that. So I'm hooked up to that oil tank, going straight into my truck to get rid of it. Well, I'm going to get fined if I don't get rid of it, they said. So that prompted me to call District Selectman Tony Deloge and ask him about this letter. He said he didn't know much about it, but he would suggest that I follow whatever it says. So here we go. You know, these are some serious times right now. Since January, oil prices have been through the roof. I'm seeing more and more farmers on TikTok saying that the government's paying them to kill their fields. Agent Orange, I saw a guy with a lawnmower mowing down beans, getting paid to do it. They're controlling food. Now they're going to control energy. I don't understand why this is going on. But I tell you what, if they control food and they control energy, what freedom do you have left? Man, isn't this something?
I'm sorry about the music. I'm going to recap. This is the container that was in the video yesterday, and we have unloaded the container. Freight is setting at ports. It is not moving, and we're talking ports around the world. Now, the freight that was on this container was shipped 37 days ago. This is that freight behind me. Somebody is intentionally hindering freight from moving back and forth. There are ports that are stacked. The directive is let it set. Let it set. I reached out to my largest customer, this customer, and that's what I was told. That the directive is let it set. We are definitely going to experience shortages, the likes of which you have never seen.
All right, Shalom. This is Harawan Ban Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahawashi, Ba Hashem Harakakwadash, Ma'amav. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, man. So this is a follow-up on this man-made food crisis that's coming, man. All right, you seen the video and the clip where the guy was working in the factory, in the warehouse, and he said all the containers are full, and all the warehouses are full, and they told to leave everything there, leave all the stuff there, and it's been months, and the stuff hasn't moved yet. And he said he wondering what the hell going on, and then the prior clip before that, the guy was dumping oil. He was told to dump oil all over the roads, pour it on the roads, man. Think about that. And that's happening all over America. All right. So, hey, this is Jeremiah 14 and 15. But you got these pastors in these churches still lying to our people, still deceiving them, still doing that manifest destiny bullshit. You know, pay a tithe and you'll get a blessing. All right. Still got them in what they call whorehouses, man. Spiritual whorehouses. Jeremiah 14 and 15. And you got people like IUIC that think Israel is going to be built here, or people like Brandon T. Jackson trying to build a community here in America. America about to be destroyed, man. It's being destroyed. It's being brought low. The Lord said this was going to happen. She being stripped and made bare by the elites, man. All right, the banking elites, the EU, NATO countries that helped to establish America, they all taking that power back from America. And that's according to scripture. And I'm going to get those scriptures at the Yahweh Ratazah. Jeremiah 14 and 15. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name. So you got these false teachers out here. You know, they claim to be teachers of the Bible when they really false prophets. You know, prophesying deceit. All right, they say things gonna get better here in America when it's not. All right, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land, By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed, man. So they're going to be consumed by the sword. There's going to be a civil war out here, a divided nation, and the martial law, and gangs going crazy, and just upscale in the murders and suicide and domestic violence, and also domestic terrorism. All right, and false flags. So that's the sword. And famine shall those prophets be consumed, and the ultimate sword is the missile. So they're going to be consumed by it. The Lord said they're going to be destroyed. The ones that's lying to our people saying these things are not coming. Not blowing the trumpet correctly, giving off an improper vibration. Verse 18, right? Because this is a man-made famine, yo. All right, so they're cutting off this nation on every side. They're cutting off the supplies. All right? Putting a chokehold on it. If I go forth into the field, so if you know, when all hell break loose, you go into the field, then behold, the slain with the sword. You're going to be seeing dead bodies everywhere real soon. All right, all hell about to break loose, man. In the midst of a crash and collapse and no food and a famine. It says, and if I enter into the city, then behold, them that are sick with famine. All right, so you go out into the woods and in the fields, there's going to be wars out there. People are going to be going crazy. If you go into the city to look for help, it's going to be people dying of the famine. So wherever you go, it's going to be on what? Every side. Yea, both the prophet and the priest go about into a land that they knew not. All right. So, you know, let me get this. All right. Revelation 17 and Revelation 17 and 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right. So Revelation 17 and 15. So that's America presiding over all these countries. They call America the melting pot. All right. Ruling over all these nations. And it says, and the woman which thou sawest is it's like it, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, the EU, NATO, them two coming together, that's what this represents. All right, them two organizations joining forces and coming together and going against America instead of being established with America. All right, that's what's happening. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate. All right, so they're helping to make this place desolate, taking all the resources, shutting down the ports, and keeping the containers sitting there at the port instead of making it to the shelves. So it's going to be a famine like never ever seen before. All right, lack of food, lack of bread, lack of products. It says this. Shall make her desolate and naked, all right? And shall eat her flesh, man. So they're going to consume the culture of this place, the lifestyle of this place, what it's known for. All right, the mirth of the land. They're consuming it, all the resources and wealth of this place. All right, and the freedom. Now it says, and shall burn her with fire. So they're going to take part in that. America being destroyed with fire. But ultimately, those elites going to go into slavery, hardcore slavery. All right, so that's what we're witnessing right now, man. All of the flesh and this whore being made desolate that was made rich before. All right, Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come and hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great whore. So America's being judged right now, man, the great whore. All right. Why? Because of all of the business deals and the adultery of this place, spiritual adultery and fornication and wickedness. All right. And it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, man, through all of their deals that were made in business. All right. Mainly the dollar. You know, the OPEC deal that was set up. Okay. So all of that was making America rich, and America was able to rob all the world of its resources through their business. Okay. And trickery. And it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. That's what this world is, the wilderness, the desert. All right, America is nothing but a desert. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Okay, so America became the spearhead for NATO. All right, especially in the 1950s. You had President Eisenhower. He became the spokesman for NATO. And with World War II, when America dropped the nuclear bombs or atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was through NATO. All right. And when they bombed, I think, Serbia. So anyway, so sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast, man. Okay, that's their military alliance that they have. All right. So if you hit one, all of those nations come together and pull their army and resources together. Just like with September 11th, they used that so they can get resources and money. They got rich off of that, man. Through that, and they was able to set up the Patriot Act, where they declared all Americans terrorists. All right. They destroyed the Twin Towers, and they got all that money from that, man. So it says this, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So that's America. All right. And it was being upheld by NATO and the EU. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold. See, she was decked. That's what you do. You would, adorn a woman, meaning cover her, with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of the abominations and filthiness of her fornication, man. All the adultery and iniquity. Right? So this is America. That's all right. And it says what? She was decked and covered. All right, this is what it means to deck the woman with all these fine dainties. It says to gild would be chryso, all right, bespangled with golden ornaments, to adorn with gold, to gild, it says, of a woman ornamented with gold so profusely that she seems to be gilded. Damn. All right. So we know America is Babylon. That's the same whore that it's talking about in the Revelation 17. It was made golden by the elites and the dragon who gave us its power. Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, the president of America, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, man. That's the oppressor. That's what the elites use to oppress the world and the nations, all right? Sitting over the waters as a king, over the nations as a king. Now, this is the golden city, and it's being brought low. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, real quick. Revelation 13 and And 1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. The same sea represents the people, the waters, right? Right, the waters are the people. So out of those people, a group of Edomites came together and established the European Union, NATO, and America. All right, Babylon. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the EU. All right, and then NATO. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. So it started with the Greek Empire. All right, just the same way NATO was established, like the Greek Empire military establishment. All right, with Alexander. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. So this whole establishment of Edom was going to fall when Satan is divided against Satan. And the bear, Russia, rises up against the dragon, all right? And against America, Babylon. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. It's talking about the British, Britain, Great Britain. All right? And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Why? Through their money, through their resources and the riches. All right, and the military. All right, so that's why what we're witnessing is, the same 10 horns, right? Which thou sawest, Revelation 17:16. The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So they hating America right now. They want to get rid of it. They want to do it. They're bringing in a new world order. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. So they're taking everything that they put on this place. Everything that they use, all the resources they use to build it up, they're destroying it. All right? They're destroying all the farms and keeping the shipments from coming in to the stores from off the ports, man. So that's where the famine is going to come into play at. And the Lord warned us about that. All right? And it's going to get even worse when the Lord take the wheel. When Yahweh Shai bring the famine. Beyond what Esau can do. But they want to choke off the supplies to put pressure on the people to go with the mandates. All right? It says, verse 17, for Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And that's right now. His words are being fulfilled. The wicked, they've reached their limit. All right, the Lord said he appointed their bounds that they cannot pass. And the woman, the whore, was the spearhead for the beast, NATO. All right. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, the great golden city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, but not anymore. All right. I brought this out the other day. I'm going to bring it out again because it fits, man, with this topic of America being stripped of its dainties and riches and covering. All right. Isaiah 47:1. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, all right, and those supplies are coming in. They shutting down the economy of this place. They shutting down the currency. They shutting down the freedom of this place that people thought they had. They shutting down the freedom of speech and the Constitution. All right, and also they're shutting down the food supply and the power, throwing away the oil. It's like a food source coming straight to you, like a supply line, and then somebody just turn it to a different direction without telling you. All right, and you waiting for that. You looking at all the trains coming in, you waiting for the last trains to come in, but they never show up. All right, that's what's about to happen. And they saying by the end of the year, December, everybody's going to see the effect of it. So America's being brought low. Sit on the ground, All right, not kind of low, but on the ground. Sit your ass down. All right, there is no throne. You got no damn throne. Sit on the ground and just wait until the Lord give you your judgment. That's what the Lord doing to this place, man. He's already kindling the fire until he shows up. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. See that? This place was made tender and delicate, like a delicate woman. They made it golden. And now they're stripping her of all of this, and demoralizing her. Take the millstone and grind meal. All right, being brought low, man, like a third world country. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg, meaning expose this place. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers like a slave would. You know, usually royalty would be sitting up on a throne or a horse, being charioted across the pond or river. But she's been told, America's been told to run through the waters like a slave. All right, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is meeting this place with judgment through spiritual power. Right now, as we speak, we're seeing the Lord's power. All right, because Esau is nothing but the Lord's whipping stick and sword. All right, so you see them presenting themselves on the media, Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and all these Rothschilds. You don't hear about them. You don't hear about the Rothschilds. But all the ones that's stepping forward, you already know what they're coming to do. This is right here. This is John 10 and 10. People wondering, what should they do the mandate? Or they coming to take the food? No, they're not. Why would they take the food? You know, this is why. John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, right? And to kill, and to destroy, doing all these things at once, according to Revelations chapter 6 as well. All right, the pale rider upon the horse, rider upon the pale rider. I mean, all right. The Lord gave Esau the power to kill with death right now. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. But the thief, Esau, showing up not for no reason other than to steal, kill, and destroy. That's why the resources and the supplies are being choked off. All right, I'm ending with this, man, because it's the Most High controlling the whole show. All right, check this out. Jeremiah 50 and 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon. Babylon means confusion. America is a place of confusion, the melting pot. All these different philosophies and beliefs and idolatry here, man. An assembly of great nations from the North Country. You got Russia, all these China, you know, or whatever country joins unto them. All right, all these nations, put it like that, man. You might as well throw them all together. And they that set themselves in array against her, from thence she shall be taken. So once they're fully in array against this place, which they almost are, that's when America's going to be taken. You got the OPEC deal. They're trying to pull out of that, 100 nations trying to pull out at once. That could happen this month or next month. All right. So it says this, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So every missile that they shoot off, man, the Lord gonna make sure it's shot off correctly and it's gonna hit their target. 200 million missiles, according to Revelation chapter 9, gonna hit this place. So the food is not the issue. It's about salvation, man. All right. Every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Father. It says, in Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied. See, everybody's still stuck in derision and delusion. They don't know what the hell going on. As this place being stripped of all its dainties and riches and wealth and food, and they just dumping it out on the side of the roads, people just watching it, and they don't know what the hell to do. They can't come together. They don't know what to do. They're just watching it happen. Like, it's the frog in the pot syndrome system. All right, turn up the heat slowly, and they'll never notice it. And they notice it, you cool it down a little bit. Then you turn up the heat some more. You know? And next thing you know, the frog done lost all his power to fight back, and then that's when it's cooked. Too late. Because, and that's what they're trying to do away with, the Constitution. That's the only thing that stands in their way is the Constitution. So they're going around that to shut this place down. Going through the corporations. Instead of through the police, they're going through the corporations because the police supposed to stand up for the Constitution. That's why they're going through the ports, you know. And now it says this, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. This place was glad. They even made textbooks out of it, what they did to us in slavery. Taught us about it in middle school and kindergarten, and made gift cards to it in high school, and made movies about it, made millions off of it, and billions. Sold our skin as lampshades and postcards and gator bait. You know, made warrior type historical memorabilia. Look at the Redskins. Look at you know, how these slave statues of these slave masters, these slave houses they still have that they turned into places where you can go and just like museums. They make money off of this stuff, man. And in the movies, they lie and say that they were the children of the Lord. So they were glad, man, in their wickedness. And they destroyed the Lord's heritage, that's Israel. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as the bulls, man. America grew fat and rich and was golden. Living life like it's golden. But check this out. Your mother shall be sore confounded. All right, so England, over there in Europe, they are confounded from having America established. Now they're ready to move away from it and move to a digital setup and have China run everything as far as a corporation. All right. So that's what's happening. They're going to strip this place bare, take everything back. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Wow. America was established through Europe. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert. So all these nations are becoming what? They're losing and lacking as long as they have the dollar as a reserve currency. As long as they have deals with America, they continue to lose out. America has become the cancer on the earth, just like Esau in general. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and shall hiss at her plagues, man. No, but the plagues coming upon this place. Famine, death, and the sword. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows. All right. For she have sinned against Yahweh. See, this is why the Lord is going to judge this place ultimately. Because she sinned against the Lord. And touching the apple of the Lord's eye as well. Cut off the sower. Well, let me get to the point. Well, 15. Shout against her round about. So they're doing that now. They're all shouting against her. She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. All right, they're being thrown down as we speak. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as she have done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon. All right, all the business and the economic support to this place and funding and deals and the farming. The Lord saying, cut all of that off. All right, all the resources. And him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. So the Lord, that's why the farms are shutting down. All right, they all told they won't be getting any subsidies if they continue to have crops. They're telling the farm this, man. Think about that. And all the farms would do is feed people. That's it. They want people to starve. All right, so get ready. You better be in this truth and have faith. Because they're being cut off. All the farms are being cut off. And they're going to force people to have to go to what? Down to Egypt for help. They're going to go to Walmart. And even then, it's going to be like, well, we only got the essentials. And to get the essentials, you got to get the government brand. And to get that, you got to have that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to make sure that people get it. They got 2 years to make their move, man. But the Lord going to shorten that time. All right? So the Lord said, what? Cut off the sower from Babylon. That's what we're seeing. And him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. So the business and the farming and the resources of this place. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. All right, everybody gonna get the hell out of here. They're gonna try to scramble and get out of America instead of coming to this place. This was like the melting pot. But you got the Haitians, everybody trying to come over here, but they're gonna want to run when they see the destruction in this place, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna say, hey, that's why this is happening. All the resources are being cut off, and it's all according to prophecy. All right. But it's a man-made crisis. But the Most High controls man. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.